Have you ever wrestled with what real justice looks like when mercy's sitting at the table too? Exodus 21:37-40 doesn't read like a worship song or a miracle story, but don't let the legal tone fool you. It is drenched in divine insight. It says if a man steals an ox and slaughters or sells it, he must restore 5 oxen. If it's a sheep, he owes 4. That's not a typo, and it's not a random fine. It's justice with logic, mercy with math. Oxen weren't pets, they were engines. They plowed fields, hauled loads, fed families. Losing one disrupted life. Sheep, still valuable, but less central to the economy of survival. God's justice considers not only what was taken, but how much it cost the community. And right there, God is telling us, true justice isn't just retribution, it's restoration. It's not a slap on the wrist, it's a call to rebuild what was broken. And hey, if this is lighting something up in your heart, pause right now and hit that like or drop a comment. Not for the algorithm, but because somebody scrolling today needs to hear that God's justice isn't out to destroy them, but to rebuild them. See, we live in a culture obsessed with punishment. Cancel culture, courtroom drama, revenge movies. But God's word lays out something deeper. His justice doesn't dehumanize the offender or glorify the victim. It seeks to restore both. When someone steals, the law doesn't just say, you're out. It says, here's how you come back. The repayment wasn't meant to crush the thief, it was meant to wake him up. And isn't that how God deals with us? He doesn't shame us into silence, he leads us into accountability that heals. Because in his system, every law flows from his character. A character that is just, yes, but also relentlessly merciful. And if you're paying close attention, there's something else happening here. This law doesn't just point to how we treat each other, it points to how God has treated us, because the truth is we're all thieves. Maybe you didn't lift an ox, but you've stolen time, affection, credit, glory that belonged to someone else, maybe even to God. We've broken trust, we've taken what wasn't ours, and God didn't just erase the charges, he paid them himself. Jesus didn't just die for your sin, he became your restitution. He didn't say, give me back what you stole. He said, I'll give up my life to make it right. He restored not 4-fold or 5-fold, but fully, eternally, and perfectly. That's not soft. That's not weak. That's the fiercest kind of mercy, mercy that bleeds to make justice real. So let me ask you, what do you do when you're wronged? Do you demand payment or do you seek restoration? And what do you do when you are the one who broke trust? Do you avoid the weight of your actions or do you step into repair? Because this passage, tucked in the middle of laws about livestock and theft, is actually showing us the very heartbeat of the gospel. God doesn't minimize the wound, but he doesn't weaponize it either. He meets it, he mends it, he transforms it. And maybe, just maybe, you're reading this today because it's time for a new response. Maybe it's time to stop hiding behind blame or waiting for someone else to apologize first. Maybe it's time to ask the better question. What would restoration look like here? Not just revenge, not just regret, but redemption. Because that's the justice of heaven, and it's looking for people willing to live it out right here on earth. Now that is what Exodus is teaching us. Justice that doesn't just punish sin, but undoes its damage. Mercy that doesn't erase the offense, but overcomes it. A God who doesn't cancel the thief, but calls him into wholeness. That's gospel justice, and it still speaks.